What's the deal, brothers? It's the boss that paid the cost. Your man's Vic the Visionary, aka Vic with a Vision. Today, we'll be talking about being a nice guy and how that era is over. Ironically, there's this amazing book that goes by the title of More Mr.Nice Guy by Dr. Robert A. Glover. This episode would have some spoilers if you haven't read the book yet. The good thing about this is you can always purchase this book on Amazon or Barnes & Nobles. And if you don't have the funds exactly right now, you can always check out the free audiobook on YouTube. I know we all heard the term nice guys finish last. However, we don't understand why or what this even means. We'll be going deep in depth of what a nice guy is, why do men turn themselves into nice guys, what is the goal of being a nice guy, and is there a way that we can abandon this nice guy routine in order to better our lifestyle? As the podcast go on, I'll be recommending different books as well as authors that you can check out for yourself. So feel free to pause the video to look up these writings. However, I felt this was a very serious topic so men could get their footing back in society, not just pertaining to the dating field, but in their lives in general. You see, the nice guy isn't just the guy who lets women walk all over him just so he could be in the same company. He's also the friend who would do anything for anyone else, despite the fact his life seemed to be without order. He's the guy who frustrates his girlfriend because he wants to avoid conflict, nor do he want to take the lead to resolve some of these issues. He's the guy who would never say no, no matter how much someone is imposing on him, and the list goes on. The first question is, what is a nice guy? Nice guys are givers, in which they say giving makes them feel better about themselves. These brothers believe their generosity is a sign of how good they are, and it will make people love and appreciate them more. Nice guys try to resolve others' problems without even being asked. It doesn't matter if it involves anger, depression, sorrows. Nice guys, they seek approval and validation from everyone. Everything a nice guy do is at some point made to gain someone's approval or to avoid someone's disapproval, especially pertaining to women. Nice guys believe they must hide their flaws, their misfortunes, out of fear of being shamed, out of fear of someone will be angry with them, or flat out being afraid that they'll be left behind and abandoned. They also seek the right way to do everything in life, with the false presumption that only if they figure out the right way to do it, nothing will ever go wrong. These men tend to suppress their feelings, analyze more than feel. You will notice a lot of nice guys try to make themselves different than their fathers, bad boys, and other men who seem to only care about their own self-interest. Again, many nice guys frequently seek women's approval, and they convince themselves that they are different from other men. They tend to believe they're not selfish, angry, abusive, etc. Nice guys have a hard time making their needs a priority, and they feel it's selfish to actually put their needs first. They feel it's a virtue to put others' needs ahead of their own. They even make their partner their emotional center. This is where you'll hear sayings like happy wife, happy life, or you'll hear these same exact men say they're only happy if their partner's happy. What are some flaws of being a nice guy? You see, nice guys have conditioned themselves to believe as long as they're nice guys, their lives will go great without any hiccups whatsoever. They believe they'll be loved unconditionally, they'll get all their needs met, but this is the furthest thing from the truth. A lot of times, a lot of nice guys are not as nice as the public tends to think they are. A few examples: nice guys are dishonest, they hide their mistakes, avoid conflict, suppress their feelings, and they also tend to say things they think people want to hear. These men are fairly secretive. Because they seek approval, they will hide anything they feel that will upset anyone. They're also manipulative. You see, they have a hard time asking for things directly, and that makes them feel powerless. So that's whenever they resort to manipulation. They can also be fairly controlling. They also possess the mindset to give in order to get. It's like an unspoken agreement of some sort, like a man taking a woman out on a date, paying for everything, and then expecting something automatically in return from the woman, instead of properly gauging her level of interest and then setting up a date accordingly based off of mutual attraction. They want to feel appreciated and have their love reciprocated. This also causes frustration with the nice guys when they feel like they have been giving so much and they receive so little in return. This can cause them to become rage-filled. Even in a relationship, this could lead to sometimes random outbursts, verbal vomit, or just erupting at unnecessary and unexpected times. They're also attracted to people who need fixing. It's not unusual for a nice guy to form a relationship with a female who seems like a project. And when that project don't come together as expected, they tend to blame their happiness on their partner. Pertaining to myself, at one point in time, everything that I'm speaking about today was totally me. I suffer from a lot of different traits, some worse than others. It took a few life-changing events to happen to me for me to realize that I need to get a grip and I can no longer go on living like this. Like all nice guys, we tend to believe I'm such a great person. I'm such a good guy. Granted, that could be true. How true could it possibly be? I noticed I was adaptable around so many different personalities, so many different social settings, to the point it became too much for me. And I asked myself, is it really healthy that I could change my behavior at the drop of a hat? I was starting to lose myself and not know who I was. I didn't even know what I actually liked anymore. It could have been hobbies, passions, hell, even movies. It's because I was following trends unconsciously and not following my own interests at heart, especially pertaining to women. You see, there's nothing wrong with thinking attractive women are beautiful, but every wise man at least know not every woman who's attractive is his type. And I was starting to blur the lines and thought, if I can just adapt my personality accordingly, I can attract any woman I want. But again, brothers, that was the furthest thing from the truth. And I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. All I did was drive myself crazy and pondered, why was I receiving the results that I was receiving? And there's two reasons why. One is because I was so attached to a specific result that I felt entitled, as if I deserved it. And two, it wasn't even me. It wasn't the real me at all. And one thing about women is they can always tell when a man is being authentic in his ways. Even if the things you two hold in common is sincere, why be overeager about it? It's like you're more excited and intrigued than the female counterpart. You must hold some sort of composure to yourself. Otherwise, you won't be able to capitalize off of the similarities in the long run. But instead, you'll just look like a female friend with a penis. I personally believe in order for men to have a better grip on their life, we must focus on our lives. Don't focus on missed opportunities because there isn't any. We don't have the luxury to miss the opportunities of loving ourselves, catering to our own needs and wants, especially before we expect the outside world to do that for us. Now, this is the most exciting part of today's podcast episode to me: book recommendations. First, we have The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. We also have Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life by Stephen C. Hayes, PhD, of course, accompanied by Spencer Smith. Now, these are just a few great books to start you off, to say the least. However, you have to create your own reality, or world rather, and do not allow those in it who do not desire to be in it. This goes for women, your career, peers, and even family. I also prescribe for men to be more active and do activities with other men to preserve your masculine energy. It could be working out, writing in a journal to express your feelings and emotions, stepping out into the world, even if you don't have no one to step out with, go to a beautiful ass restaurant and treat yourself to a great ass meal. You'll learn to be more open minded and more social. You can also join some sort of group of any kind. It could be a martial arts group, or some form of discipline like boxing or kickboxing. You can also sign up for a weightlifting class. It doesn't have to stop there neither, man. You can even join a 12-step program. Even if you don't suffer from any of the addictions, it's dire and key so you can listen to other men's stories as well as being able to express your own without feeling judged. You need to find an outlet outside of what you already have. Every man needs to find his wolf pack or wolf packs, because men, we strive and propel each other in ways women cannot help us. And I'm not one of those men who believe drugs, alcohol, or sleeping with random women is the cure for anything, especially not for actual growth. For actual growth, men need authentic and clear paths to enlightenment. And real men don't rush into random relations or substance abuse like some sort of young-minded high schooler who lacks direction. We decipher what is direction, and sometimes the cost is sacrifice. And it's not always profitable to do what feels good, because not everything that feels good is actually good for you. So like I always say, no matter what you're going through, no matter who you are, you're not alone. So this was supposed to be a very brief video. I didn't want to dive too deep in depth without you men having a chance to check out the self-growth and development books for yourself. I now got a whole bunch of different, platforms you guys could watch this on. So feel free to like, comment, follow, subscribe, whatever it may be. And if you're looking at this on my link tree, I now have a message board where anyone can send me a message if they ever feel like talking. You could do it anonymously or what have you. Also on the Facebook page, the RMP, you can also send me messages on there. What else? We also got Instagram. You guys could feel free to send your boy some messages on there if you ever feel like, talking, getting some stuff off your chest, because I'm always here for you, man. Y'all my brothers. So with that being said, y'all know what it is, man. It's your man, Vic the Visionary, aka Vic with a Vision. Yeah.